God, what is that smell? The voice cut sharp through the luxury lobby, drawing heads toward the delivery driver who had just pushed through the glass doors with dollies stacked high with cardboard boxes. Malik's shirt was damp, the collar stained darker where sweat had spread. The August heat clung to him, his scent clashing against the sterile citrus cleaner that perfumed the polished air. A woman in a cream dress pinched her nose dramatically. This is disgusting. Can't they send someone clean? The group near the elevators burst into laughter. A man in a navy suit waved a hand theatrically. Imagine paying $5,000 a month to live here, and this is what greets you. The security guard at the front desk scowled. Keep it moving, man. Don't linger here too long. You stink up the place. Malik kept his eyes forward, jaw set, pushing the dolly toward the waiting elevator. His fingers whitened around the handle. The elevator chimed, doors sliding open. He angled the dolly inside, only to find a man in a navy suit stepping quickly across the lobby, arm outstretched to block the doorway. Not this one. You can wait for the service elevator in the back. This one's for residents. More laughter spilled from the group. Someone raised a phone, recording openly. Yo, this is gold. Look at this guy. Delivery boy doesn't know what soap is, another muttered. The phone camera zoomed in on Malik's face. He said nothing, though his jaw worked slowly. The suited man leaned closer. Go on. Be a good boy. Take the service lift. The security guard added, Yeah, back hallway. Don't make me tell you twice. Malik shifted his weight, tugged the dolly away, and turned toward the side corridor. The laughter trailed behind him like smoke, and then the alarm screamed. A piercing wail erupted from the ceiling, red lights flashing in rhythm across the pristine white walls. The laughter choked into silence. The building's intercom crackled. Attention! Emergency detected. Please evacuate immediately. This is not a drill. Gasps broke out. The woman in the cream dress clutched her purse against her chest. What's happening? The suited man cursed, jabbing the elevator button repeatedly. Come on, open up. Don't use elevators, the security guard shouted, panic rising in his tone. Take the stairs. Everyone out now. People surged toward the stairwell door. Shopping bags hit the floor, fruit scattering. Someone shoved past another, voices clashing in confusion. Malik stood still. His eyes tracked the red strobes above the doors. His chest rose and fell slowly, deliberately. The suited man noticed. Hey, why are you just standing there? Move, idiot. Malik's gaze flicked to him, calm, unflinching. His hands finally released the dolly handle. The boxes swayed but held steady. A second alarm joined the first, lower and harsher, vibrating through the marble. Somewhere above, a metallic groan echoed, followed by a muffled bang. Dust rained lightly from the ceiling. Screams erupted. Fire! Someone yelled. It's a fire! The security guard fumbled for his radio, static hissing back at him. His face drained. Control, do you read? Control? Nothing, damn it! Panic swelled. People shoved at the stairwell doors, cramming into the narrow space. Malik turned slowly toward the service corridor. He moved with purpose, not rushing, not panicking. His steps echoed steady across the chaos. Where the hell is he going? The cream-dressed woman hissed. The suited man's face twisted. Who cares? He's probably lost. But his voice lacked certainty. Malik vanished into the corridor. The alarms blared louder. The crowd pressed harder the exit, their voices rising into a single frantic roar. Another metallic bang thundered through the ceiling. Lights flickered. And then, darkness. The power cut out in a single heartbeat. Screams tore through the lobby. Only the red strobes remained, pulsing like blood. The security guard's flashlight beam danced wildly. Stay calm. Keep moving. But calm was impossible. The crowd surged in blind panic, pushing, shoving, tripping. Someone fell, screamed as bodies pressed past. The suited man dragged the cream-dressed woman by the arm, nearly yanking her off balance. Move. Don't stop. The phone still recorded, its light bouncing frantically across faces pale with terror. Somewhere beyond the service door, heavy footsteps echoed, not rushed but precise. Malik, the stairwell jammed quickly. People screamed at the blockage, pounded on the walls, begged others to move faster. The security guard shouted orders no one heard. A hiss spread to the air vents. Sharp, metallic, unmistakable to anyone who knew the sound. The smell followed seconds later. Acrid, chemical. Gas. Voices cracked into sobs. Someone banged against the glass entrance doors, locked tight by the emergency system. The suited man froze mid-step, nostrils flaring. What the hell is that smell now? The woman gagged. I can't breathe. Chaos spun into hysteria, and then the service door opened. Malik reappeared, silhouetted in the pulsing red light. Something heavy slung over his shoulder, a metal case, long and battered. His eyes scanned the crowd, sharp, assessing. He dropped the case to the floor with a clang, knelt, and snapped it open. Inside gleamed equipment, masks, gauges, small cylinders. The crowd fell momentarily silent, confusion warring with fear. The suited man gaped. What is that? Malik pulled a mask free, tested the strap with swift, practiced motions. He lifted his head, eyes cutting through the lobby. For the first time, he spoke, his voice low but carrying. Stay away from the vents. The crowd stilled. His calm was jarring against the chaos. The security guard blinked. You know what this is? Malik fitted the mask around his neck, but didn't put it on yet. Gas leak. It's spreading fast. If you keep jamming that stairwell, you'll choke before you make out. The woman whimpered. Oh my God! The suited man shook his head violently. No, he's a delivery boy. He doesn't know anything. He stinks and he's lying. We need to keep moving. Malik's eyes snapped to him, cold and cutting. You smell it, don't you? Burning metal. Chemical. It's real. The suited man faltered, throat bobbing. The smell clawed at his nose, unmistakable now. Another metallic bang rocked the ceiling. Dust rained down. Malik stood, pulling another mask from the case. He thrust it at the security guard. You want them alive? Get this on and help me. The guard hesitated, trembling. Who the hell are you? Malik's eyes narrowed. The only one who knows what's happening. The alarm screamed on. The red strobes pulsed. And the lobby froze, caught between disbelief and the creeping certainty that the man they mocked moments ago might be the only chance they had left. The case lay open on the marble floor, gleaming under the red strobes, its compartments lined with masks, filters, and seal canisters. The crowd that had mocked Malik only minutes earlier stood frozen, torn between disbelief and the choking haze creeping from events. The suited man's voice cracked. What are you doing with that? You're just a driver. Malik ignored him. He strapped on the first mask. It's a sealing over his mouth and nose. His hands moved with practiced precision. The straps clicked. The gauge needle settled. Calm efficiency in chaos. The security guard stammered. You really know what this is, don't you? Malik lifted his head. His eyes behind the visor were steady. Yes, and if you want to live, you'll listen. The crowd shifted uneasily. A child coughed. The woman in the cream dress pressed a sleeve to her face, trembling. The suited man barked again, desperation edging his arrogance. This is insane. He's playing some game. Don't trust him. But the chemical stench burned stronger now, undeniable. The hiss from events deepened, like the building itself was exhaling poison. People gagged, doubled over. Malik grabbed 2 more masks, shoved them toward the nearest couple. On. Now. They hesitated only a second before fumbling to obey. The suited man sneered. You can't just... Malik cut him off, voice like steel. You think I carry this for show? You want to keep arguing? Fine. But your lungs don't care about your pride. The man faltered, eyes darting to the pale faces around him. No one laughed anymore. Malik pulled more gear free, fitting masks on shaky hands, snapping filters into place. His movements were steady, controlled. Every gesture radiated authority. The security guard finally found his voice. Who the hell are you? Malik's eyes flicked up. For the first time, he answered. Army. Chemical Corps. I've seen this before. A stunned silence rippled. The suited man's mouth fell open, words die in his throat. The same man who mocked him for smelling bad now realized the truth. Malik wasn't just a delivery driver. He was their only hope. Minutes blurred into frantic urgency. Malik barked orders, positioning people away from the vents, guiding them into the least contaminated areas. He sealed his case shut, slinging it back onto his dolly like it weighed nothing. Stay low. Breathe slow. Don't panic, he instructed. But panic was everywhere. Eyes wide, breaths ragged, feet shuffling against marble. Someone sobbed. Someone else prayed. The suited man clung to the cream-dressed woman's hand, his earlier arrogance collapsing into fear. This can't be real. This can't. A muffled boom shook the ceiling, cutting him off. Dust poured down in thick sheets. Somewhere above, glass shattered. The woman screamed. Malik's head snapped upward, listening. His voice was firm. Structural failure. We don't have long. The guard trembled. What do we do? The exits, they're jammed. Malik adjusted his mask, voice cutting through the chaos. There's another way. Service tunnel, sub-basement. Not on your maps. The crowd blinked, stunned. How do you know that? Someone whispered. Malik's gaze darkened. I helped design it. Years ago, before I ever carried boxes through this door. Gasps rippled. The mockery, the insults, the laughter, all of it shrank beneath the weight of revelation. The smelly delivery man was once the mind behind the very systems meant to save them. The suited man stammered. But why are you? Malik's tone was flat. Doesn't matter. Move now or you won't make it. The group hesitated only a second before obeying. Fear stripped away pride. The service corridor stretched in red shadows, walls sweating with condensation. Pipes rattled overhead, hissing faintly. Malik led, flashlight beams slicing the dark. Keep close. Stay quiet, he ordered. The crowd trailed him, clutching each other. The cream-dressed woman stumbled on her heels, tears streaking her face. The suited man steadied her, his earlier arrogance shrunk to ash. Behind them, the security guard's radio crackled faintly, static whispering through the dark. No voices, only emptiness. Malik pressed forward, every step purposeful. He knew the path, each twist, each junction, each sealed hatch. His movements betrayed a memory that hadn't dulled with time. The suited man's voice trembled. You were military? Why are you delivering packages? Malik didn't look back. His words were clipped. Because saving people doesn't pay rent. But right now it saves you. No one asked again. They reached the sub-basement hatch. Malik dropped to one knee, prying open a rusted panel. His tools emerged, small, efficient, tucked into the lining of his case. His fingers worked with mechanical confidence. The crowd hovered, breath shallow, waiting. The chemical hiss echoed louder through the vents above. The woman whimpered. Please hurry. Malik didn't flinch. His hands moved faster, each twist precise. With a sharp click, the hatch gave way. Cold air rushed through. Fresh, clean. The crowd gasped, inhaling greedily. Tears welled. Relief surged. Malik's voice snapped. Not yet. Stay focused. One mistake, and we're done. They obeyed instantly. The sub-basement was a cavern of concrete and steel, dimly lit by emergency strips. Pipes lined the walls, humming faintly. In the distance, another alarm pulsed. Slower, deeper. This way, Malik said, guiding them down the narrow passage. His flashlight cut through the dark, illuminating valves and sealed doors. The suited man stumbled closer, his voice breaking. I'm sorry for what I said earlier. Malik's eyes flicked back briefly, unreadable behind the mask. He said nothing. The man's words tumbled, desperate. I didn't know, I swear I didn't. Still silence. Only the echo of boots against concrete. The man's face crumpled. His arrogance was gone. All that remained was shame. At the far end of the tunnel, Malik stopped at a reinforced hatch. He set down his case, working the mechanism. The wheel groaned, stiff with age. The crowd pressed behind him, fear swelling again. What if it doesn't open? The woman whispered. Malik's voice was firm. It will. And with a final wrench, the wheel turned. The hatch creaked open, revealing a sliver of night air. Cool, clean, alive. The group surged forward, gasping, stumbling into the night. They collapsed against the pavement, sobbing, coughing, clutching each other. Above them, the building loomed in red strobes, smoke curling from broken windows. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing closer. They were alive, because of him. Malik stood in the hatchway, silhouetted against the chaos. His mask hung loose around his neck now, his face slick with sweat. He watched them, every single one of them, the same people who laughed at him, mocked him, called him filth. The suited man staggered to his feet, tears streaking his face. He stepped forward, voice hoarse. You saved us. I don't. His words broke. He sank to his knees. I'm sorry for everything. The cream-dressed woman followed, sobbing openly. Please forgive us. Others echoed, voices trembling, broken by shame. They begged. They thanked. They bowed. Malik's expression was unreadable. His silence cut deeper than words. He turned his gaze toward the flashing lights in the distance. Finally he spoke. Remember this. Respect costs nothing, but arrogance can cost everything. The words hung heavy in the night. Fire trucks screeched to a halt. Hazmat crews poured out, rushing toward the building. One of the commanders spotted Malik, mask dangling in his hand. Recognition flickered. "Colonel," the man whispered. Malik turned slowly, eyes meeting his. He didn't answer. He just lifted his case back onto the dolly, hands steady, shoulders straight. Without another word, he walked into the night. The crowd watched in silence, humbled, forever changed. And that's the truth of what happened that night, when laughter turned into silence and mockery turned into respect. What would you have done if you were there? Would you have mocked him too, or stood by him? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story shook you the way it shook me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Residential Stories. Because here, respect always wins in the end.